How are you today?
I'm great.
All right, I'm here to talk to you today about the flu and the flu vaccination.
Okay.
Um, let's see. I have that sheet of paper in front of you, and before we get started, I just want to test your knowledge and see what do you know about the flu and the flu vaccine. You don't gotta tell me right now. Just write two things on that paper, flip it over. I'm gonna go through this with you, then we're gonna compare your answers at the end. Okay?
Two things I know about the flu.
Uh-huh. Or the flu vaccine.
Okay. 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 Two.
I'm sure you know a little more.
Okay, well, do I know that what you want to talk about? Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right. Flip it over.
Yeah, just flip it on over.
Okay.
Alrighty. I found this right here. It's a cute little slogan.
Okay.
It says spread music, not the flu. You'd
Right.
rather have the music spread it than the flu, right?
Exactly.
I'm gonna show this to the camera so they can see that. Spread music, not the
Not
flu.
the flu. Okay.
Alrighty. The flu is a very, 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 very highly contagious disease. And the peak of the flu is usually between October and May. Even though it's getting a little hot, it can still be a little contagious during that time. Alright, the flu. hmm The flu symptoms are usually fever and chills, sore throat, muscle aches, fatigue, cough, headache, runny nose. And people who should get the flu vaccine, they actually give it to babies 6 months. So you can start that early and older.
Wow. I didn't know they would give it to babies.
They do because they have a little weaker immune systems and they need to be prevented. Okay. Also, people who are at higher risk, such as people 65 years and older, they need to be protected. Pregnant women, they need to also be protected. And people who have conditions such as heart disease, chronic disease that their immune system is already weakened to.
Yeah.
So they need to be prevented. So those people really need to get the flu vaccine. So if you know people like that, you can let them know, get your flu vaccine.
Definitely, like even pregnant, like you said, okay.
All right. Good. All right. The flu vaccine. People have this misconception that we are actually giving you the live virus itself.
Yeah.
That we're putting that into your body. I mean, the virus is inactivated. It's a strand of it, but it's not alive. It's like dead and weakened. So, although we are injecting it into you, might get flu-like symptoms, but you don't actually get the flu when you get the vaccine. And so, when you think of preventing the flu, probably having those two symptoms are better than having a 3 weeks or 4 weeks out of work or school because you actually have the flu itself. So that's what you're usually getting. So, and usually a lot of people don't get it. So in case you have heard of people, they say they got the flu after they received the flu vaccine, it is not true. They probably just got a little side effects, which would be like flu-like symptoms or cold.
Oh, okay.
So that's what happened in that situation.
Okay.
All righty. And do you know how often you're supposed to get the flu vaccine?
I think it's once a year.
You are correct. You know a lot. You should probably be teaching me. You are correct. The reason for why they want you to get the flu vaccine every year is because the flu, it changes every year. And so it's different types of flu, and they cover 3 to 4 types of the flu in the flu vaccine. So it's good to just keep your body good and ready and protected to fight that flu.
Okay.
All right. See what else we have to cover since you were just a flu queen right here.
Not at all.
All right. After you receive the flu vaccine, it takes usually about 2 weeks for you to have your full protection from the flu. So that's just a reminder right there. And it can last up to several months, up to a year, and that's why they say to get the flu vaccine every year. Okay, then. All right. I'm not gonna just tell you all the great things about the flu. I have to tell you something. The flu shot. I have to tell you some side effects because it is a medicine that we're injected into you.
Okay.
With any medical procedure, some people might witness fainting. That's because maybe they're just anxiety of getting the shot, or that's pretty much what it is. So we just encourage people after getting the flu shot, especially if you have fear of needles, to just sit down about 15 minutes. If you're feeling faint, feeling lightheaded or dizzy, make sure you do sit down those 15 minutes and make sure you tell the doctor or the nurse who's ever giving you the flu vaccine that you are feeling that way so we can monitor you and make sure you don't faint and fall out after that, okay?
Okay.
Of course, we are sticking a needle into your arm, so you might have some discomfort in that area. You might have some redness or some pain in that area. So sometimes you just like to make sure you don't overly work that arm, so make sure. And sometimes you might have an allergic reaction. Usually ask if you're allergic to egg. It's some type of derivative of egg that's inside of the flu vaccine, where if you're allergic to egg, it can cause some type of allergic reaction. So that's why we ask that. Some allergic reactions could be such as a high fever or change in behavior, dizziness, difficult breathing, such as your throat closing, something like that. But just usually, but if you have an allergic reaction, we try to catch that. And there are medicines and ways that we can, we do that. So
Okay.
no problems. But let's just make sure that if you have an egg allergy, anybody who has an egg allergy, you tell that person if they have it, okay? All right.
That's good information to know. I didn't know that. Egg reaction. Okay. Allergic to eggs.
All right. So, some people might not actually go out and get this flu vaccine. And you might think about it it's like, no, I don't want it. So let's just say you get the flu. I want to tell you how soon it can happen. All right, exposure. After you're exposed to the flu, symptoms can usually occur between 1 to 4 days. Usually, the average is 2 days. It can resemble the cold. Some people might say, I just have a bad cold. Colds are usually not as severe as the flu. So that's when, if you get the cold, it's better. You probably have more the runny nose and all that, but you usually can function with the cold. With the flu, you're usually very fatigued, where you have to lay down, very tired. You probably lose your appetite. You get the fever, and that's the thing. You're gonna probably get that high fever, and you need to monitor that. So, how long will you have the flu? It can go on about 3 to 4 weeks, maybe longer, maybe shorter. And there are antiviral things because the flu is not a bacteria, it's a virus. You know that, so it's harder to treat. So that's why we try to, prevent you from doing that.
Yeah.
So you can take Tamiflu, which will help with the flu symptoms, but it won't actually just cure the flu. It has to actually just run its course. So pretty much that's what you need to take for that. And also, how do you know you're no longer contagious when you have the flu? You need to look out that you're going to run that fever. So when you're taking the Tylenol and the Motrin to help, get that fever under control, usually you're no longer contagious after 24 hours of being afebrile and having no flu without the use of a Motrin or a Tylenol. So do you get what I'm saying?
Sort of.
Okay, so say your fever is 102.
Okay.
And we give you a Tylenol, and we check in 30 minutes, and it's gone down to maybe 100. We give you a Tylenol again, and it's gone down to maybe your normal 98.6.
Okay.
And so you're like, okay, I'm not going to take any more Tylenol. My fever is good, it's gone.
Okay.
But when you recheck it 2 hours later, it goes back up. That means you need to take more Tylenol. So it's not controlled yet. That means the virus is still in you. So if you take another Tylenol, then the next day you see it's back at 98.6, and you recheck everything like the next 3 or 4 hours, and it's back at 90. It's still 98.6. Then you keep checking it throughout the day for 20 or 4 hours, and it stays no fever, then usually you're out the contagious zone.
Okay.
And it's pretty much probably run its course.
Okay, so I have a question.
Mhm.
So when you're taking the Tylenol, is it helping the flu, or is it just keep it down the fever?
Just keeping down the fever.
Okay.
That's the defense mechanism for what it's fighting.
Oh, okay.
So pretty much, if you have no fever, it means it's not fighting anymore. That makes like a car running,
Yeah.
it gets hot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what it's doing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, so when you're not taking the Tylenol, it's like your body say, okay, I got this under control now. I'm good. All right, get it?
I get it.
All right.
Thank you.
So good. Good job. All righty. Also, you need to stay away from people if you got the flu, right?
Right.
Okay. Ways to do that. Don't go to work.
Of course.
Don't leave. Pretty much stay in close quarters. Things that can kill the flu is alcohol-based things such as you sanitize if you're sneezing into your hands. It's better to sneeze into your sleeve, they say, or tissue. That's the best way. The tissue, and throw that away because after that's discarded, it's no longer. Your sleeve's still there, so that can still get on you and stuff like that. The flu can live on hard surfaces for 2 to 8 hours. So you need to get germicides, Lysol,
Touching doorknobs, light switches.
all of that needs to be disinfected.
Okay.
So if you got that, make sure you contain that, okay? Soap and water also works if you don't have sanitizer. Either thing. And so in that case, just make sure you monitor that. And of course, if you don't have the flu, prevent yourself from getting it. If you see people coughing and sneezing, it might just be a little cold. You don't want that either. You stay away from them too.
Okay.
All right.
So what about like in the air? Like if let's say my child has the flu and I'm going into the room with their door shut, by me just going into the room, not necessarily touching them that they have touched because they've been in bed all day, but by me going and breathing in that air that they've been coughing and breathing in.
It's better for you to wear the mask if you have a mask.
Okay.
Because it is spread by droplet and you can be in a certain amount of feet and you can contract it. But that means that it really doesn't float more than 6 feet, I believe.
Okay.
So if it's landing, just make sure you just keep it, contained.
Contained. Okay, I get it. Yeah. The mask is always good.
The mask is good, so keep it contained to them.
Okay.
All right. Okay then. Have you ever heard of the stomach flu? Okay. I just wanted to clear that up too.
I have heard of the stomach flu.
Yeah, I don't know where that got originated from.
Okay.
Because you don't want to mix that up. I mean, the flu can cause intestinal problems where you can have the diarrhea and the vomiting and all of that. But usually, I believe people think about the stomach flu as probably like some type of maybe food poison or something. I don't know, but it's not actually the flu. And it usually subsides in like 24 hours or something like that. But that is not actually a disease. It's not pertaining to the flu. And I just wanted to, get that out of the way too for you.
It's not the same thing as the regular.
No, it's not the same thing. It's not a disease. That's just something that we originated.
Yeah, and a lot of times I would think that like when you hear older people say, I think that baby got the stomach flu.
That is nothing pertaining to the flu. It's
okay.
probably bad food or something. I don't know, but I don't know where that came from.
Yes,
I just wanted to go ahead and clear that up too.
Okay.
Okay then. I think we're covering everything.
Yeah, I got some good information.
Good. Just making sure I'm looking through my notes. Yeah, I want to also reiterate the difference between the cold and the flu. They're both contagious, you know that of course. But the flu is worse. You're gonna the body aches also.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a difference also with the flu. You're gonna have the body aches and the extreme tiredness where you just feel like you just can't do anything and the dry cough.
Legs feel so
Legs
weak.
feeling weak. Yeah, you feel like you just can't function.
And even though you have a fever, you feel cold.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Same thing in that. So that's more than what you would have with the flu that differs from the cold. And if you have any doubt, you need to just see your your primary care person. I wouldn't say it's not. I wouldn't go to the emergency room because it's not really an emergent problem unless you're having some difficulty breathing or something like that. Because nothing you need to really be hospitalized for. But untreated flu can lead to pneumonia, which is a scary thought, and it can worsen things if you have bronchitis or asthma or anything like that. It can worsen your respiratory tract. So it's good to be seen if you have any doubts on that. But it's not anything just emergent, but you do need to go and seek help to make sure that you get the adequate things needed. Okay. All righty. I think we covered everything. Looks like
Definitely feels like we covered a lot.
you did good.
I learned a lot that I didn't know.
Well, I hope I didn't put you in brain overload.
No, I'm definitely glad you told me about that stomach flu because I needed that like growing up. That stomach flu has nothing to do
With the
Now
flu.
I know.
You can
I
have
can tell somebody else.
digestive problems, but it doesn't mean that. True. All right. Okay. Let's turn that paper over and see what you got on there.
I think we covered it. Two things that you said that I knew about the flu, and number one is that, which we discussed, the flu is highly contagious. That's what I believe. Number two, flu shots, flu vaccine prevents you from contracting the flu. So,
Well, look at you. You flu fighter.
yes, and you confirmed it in the list.
Good job. Okay, we're going to play a little game to see if you were listening, paying attention. And here we got
I like games.
true or false questions. You're going to hold it up to the camera. You think it's true or you think it's false, okay?
Okay.
All righty.
I'm ready.
The stomach flu and the influenza are the same thing. False, correct.
Yeah!
The flu is a respiratory disease, not a stomach or intestinal disease. The main symptoms of the flu are fever, headache, extreme tiredness, dry cough, sore throat, and muscle aches. Stomach symptoms such as nausea, vomiting, diarrhea can occur, but more common in children than adults.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm on roll.
The flu vaccine, the flu viruses change constantly, which requires a new flu vaccine to be produced every year. True or false? Look at you. That is true. The viruses in the vaccine change each year based on worldwide monitoring of the influenza virus.
Yay.
Okay.
2 for 2.
You can spread the flu to others before you have the symptoms. True or false? Good job!
Nervous about that one. I remember what you said. True.
Most healthy adults may be able to infect others beginning day one, or symptoms to be developed up to 5 days after becoming sick. That means that you may be able to pass on the flu to someone else before you know you are sick, and as well as they're sick. Okay. Okay, let's see about this. I want to make sure I covered it too.
Okay.
Getting a flu vaccine in December or later is not too late. Just go with your first gut. You're right. Remember what I was saying, it peaks always goes to May.
That's what I thought about. You said that it can start October to May.
All righty.
Yeah.
Good job. CDC recommends that people get vaccinated as soon as the vaccine becomes available, and the vaccination continue into December, January, and beyond. Influenza activity usually peaks in February most years, but disease can occur as late as May. Okay. So whatever, better safe than sorry.
Yes, Kevin.
Let's see, I'm gonna get one more. Just get you ready for this one. Washing your hands is the best thing you can do to protect you against the flu. I knew I was gonna get you. But no, it was like a tricky question. CDC recommends a flu vaccine.
Of course.
As the first most important step in protecting against the flu. However, preventative actions like covering your mouth and cough and washing your hands After is important everyday steps that you can stop the spread of germs.
So true.
You did
You got
good. You did good.
Thank you. That's
Okay.
fun.
I got a cute little video for you. Okay. That I would like you to watch. Let's see how you like that. Alrighty.
Cute.
I thought that was cute.
I like that. That's really cute.
Alright, do you have any questions?
No, I think I asked all of them. You covered a lot of information. I found out a lot of things I didn't know about the flu, and some things I wasn't sure of, knew but just wasn't sure of. So I think we're good.
Alrighty, well this is a nice little, pamphlet, whatever you can look through,
Okay.
pass it on the others.
Definitely.
And I'm glad that's fight the flu together, okay?
Yes.
Spread music,
Not the flu.
not the flu.
Thank you.
Thank you.